In this video we're going to look at the factor theorem, which states that if fx is a polynomial and fa equals 0, then x minus a is a factor of fx. Actually, this works in the other direction. If x minus a is a factor of fx, then fa equals 0. It works both ways. So anyway, let's have a look into what this means. Let's consider an example. Fx equals x squared minus 3x minus 4. Now this is a quadratic, that means it's a polynomial, and we know we can factorize this as x minus 4 x plus 1, just simple factorizing of a quadratic. So it has two factors, x minus 4 and x plus 1. But we could get the same result from the factor theorem. Remember, x minus a is only a factor if fa equals 0. So let's try fa for different values of a. Let's try a equals 1. What's f of 1? F of 1 is 1 squared. We're just substituting 1 into fx. 1 squared minus 3 times 1 minus 4. 1 minus 3 minus 4 is minus 6. It is not equal to 0. So what does that mean? Because f1 is not equal to 0, that means that x minus 1 is not a factor. Let's try some other numbers. Let's see f2. f2 equals 2 squared minus 3 times 2 minus 4. Again, that is not equal to 0. So x minus 2 is not a factor. f3, we do the same thing. We don't get 0, so x minus 3 is not a factor. Now let's try f4. Well, f4 is equal to 4 squared minus 3 times 4 minus 4, which is 16, minus 12 minus 4, which is 0. So x minus 4 is a factor, which of course we already knew because we knew the full factorization, x minus 4, x plus 1. But this is just confirming it via the factor theorem. Again, because x plus 1 is a factor from the factor theorem, we would expect that f minus 1, well, f minus 1, well, if a is minus 1, then if a is minus 1, then x minus a is x minus 1 is x plus 1. So that's why we're going to look at f minus 1. F minus 1 is minus 1 squared minus 3 times minus 1 minus 4. That's 1 plus 3 minus 4, which is 0. So x minus 1, i.e. x plus 1, is a factor. Of course, we already knew this, but this is just demonstrating that the factor theorem works with a known example. So let's have a look at another question with using the factor theorem. So here's our question. Given that x minus 2 is a factor of x cubed plus cx squared minus 4x plus 12, find c. Question: given that x minus 2 is a factor of x squared plus cx squared minus 4x plus 12, find c. Well, given that x minus 2 is a factor, that means that if we call this thing fx, that means that f2 must be equal to 0, because x minus 2 is a factor. Well, f2 is just 2 cubed plus c times 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 12, which is 8 plus 4c minus 8 plus 12, which simplifies to 4c plus 12. And we know that this is equal to 0. So 4c plus 12 equals 0, 4c equals minus 12, c equals minus 3. that's the answer to this question.